Gerhard Hartman is the Regional Vice President for Medium Business at Sage Africa and the Middle East. It's a great pleasure to welcome you, Gerhard. How are you doing, firstly? And it's great to have you. And I think that I'm really glad we're talking about medium business, because it is it's the powerhouse of the economy, of most economies globally, small and medium-sized businesses. Great to have you. How are you doing?
No, very good. Thank you, Aki. It's good to see you again, and thank you for hosting me today. Fantastic to be on your show. And as you said, yes, the powerhouse of the economy is small and mid-sized businesses, and that's what we do at Sage, is to help these businesses grow and to ensure that they're successful with technology that they want to bring into the organizations.
Yeah, and of course, there's this misconception that, AI and this sort of thing is really for the big guys out there, which is not the case. It's affordable, and, Sage has got incredible AI built onto its platform that really assists all sizes of businesses to really excel. And obviously AI is this huge buzzword, it's this huge trend in the business world. And it's something that you can't ignore, right? Because if you ignore it at your own peril. And it projects to have a major impact on finance departments. I mean, we've already seen it over the last few years, and I've seen the implementations that you guys at Sage have put onto your platform. Why should financial professionals like CFOs be excited about AI rather than worried about it? Because you do hear that some people get a bit worried about it, but there's no reason to be worried. I see it as augmenting people in doing their jobs better. How do you guys see it?
Yeah, no, I fully agree with you. And I think what we see in the market, and we've recently done a research study, the secrets of successful CFOs, and we surveyed a couple of CFOs globally. And I mean, to your point, it's about making sure that you embrace technology. So you start the journey, and the CFO is leading that. So they transitioned into a role where they're becoming the tech leader for their organizations to say, if we take this lead, where do we start? And for me, CFOs, you're either going to be staying behind, or you're going to be the one that's going to take the lead, and you're going to lead your organization into a new world. Artificial intelligence, to what you just said, buzzword everywhere. Everyone is talking about it. But I think it's so much important when we talk about artificial intelligence, we need to make sure that where does it play a role in the organization? To what we said about the CFOs leading this revolution, if I can call it like that, within their remit, automation of processes, predictive analytics, making sure that they can bring new skills to their organization that can lead the organization into a new phase. And there's one stat I just wanted to quote from the research report that I just spoke about, but 79% of CFOs said that they believe AI will revolutionize their business, and it will revolutionize them in the way they do business and the way they automate within their business.
Wow, that's quite a statement, and really you can see it. And as I said earlier, you ignore it at your own peril. I mean, you just can't ignore it. It's as simple as that. When you look at all of this, and of course the role of the CFO has also changed, and there's more strategic leadership coming from CFOs, because they really are quite empowered with all of these technologies around them. Where do you see AI offering the most value to finance departments and CFOs moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, if we look at how the role changed of finance departments over the last couple of years, I mean, it's just fundamentally changed. So for me, again, if we look at the role in the department itself, so predictive analytics, very important. So what's the trends? And normally that was done in a static way, but bringing artificial intelligence or bringing automation into your organization, you can now have a forward-looking view of trends and what's happening within the market. Am I competitive? Do I need to look at my value proposition and change what I give to my customers? I think that's one. Automation in efficiencies, that's always that return on your investment. And I just want to say, for CFOs that maybe haven't started on the journey, I think it's important, it's never too late. Any organization at any stage, whether I'm small or medium-sized businesses, I can decide when I want to start my journey and what do I want to automate. Because at the end of the day, if you bring in technology, you want to automate to create the efficiency. I want to make something faster and better. And by doing that, then obviously to that, I'm freeing up some time of people in my organization. I think that's one. And then lastly, the compliance piece. I think for me, that's so important as well. Compliance and making sure that I manage my risk within my organization. And by bringing in top technologies that you can automate those processes to ensure that, listen, I see there's a risk or maybe a compliance issue. How do I rectify? And it's not a human only doing that anymore. It's the technology side as well. And we've seen it with our customers. I mean, I'll tell you a story a little bit later on, but yeah, it's so important to hear what our customer says to us as well regarding the technology shift.
Yeah, and this is the one thing, because I've done a few conferences with you guys at Sage, and the customer stories are so interesting. And at these conferences where customers are sharing best practice and how they're using technologies to really radically change their business. And it's about that networking and sharing, because at the end of the day, all businesses want to move forward. They want to be agile. They want to use this technology effectively. And with technologies like AI that are really taking center stage, CFOs need to become increasingly tech savvy, right? You can't be the CFO that you were 10 years ago. You need to up your skills a little bit, and you need to understand with how the technology works and what its capabilities are. What kind of tech skills besides AI are most important for CFOs right now? Are you seeing any dramatic shifts taking place there?
Yeah, I think, if we take it back, and we always speak about COVID, pre-COVID and after COVID, but I think the conversation is now, what technology is there. When we look at cloud-based technology, that's something that CFO wants, because it gives them the capability for teams to work from anywhere. If they need to access whatever insights they need to get their teams or the broader organization, they've got that technology platform to access data anywhere, anytime. I think that's important. When we speak about AI, whether it's AI, machine learning, bots in the organization that's doing automation for them, I think again, as an individual, as a human, we're speaking about the CFOs, but I want to bring it back to individuals in the finance organization as well. Learn that new skill, because if you don't learn the skill, someone is going to come. They always say, but the technology is going to take my job. It's not the technology that's going to take your job. It's someone that's embracing the technology, that's learned it, that actually is going to come and replace you. And I think for me, personally, when you want to evolve, you're in charge of your own career path. Make sure you keep that learning going. And that's my message to whether it's a CFO or HR leader, whoever it is, keep evolving your organization and attract that great talent to make sure you've got the competitive edge above the rest.
Yeah, that's great advice that you're giving there. And of course, collaboration is also key, isn't it? Especially with other primary stakeholders within an organization and outside of an organization. You look at those C-level sweetie colleagues that you've got in your organization. And I guess that collaboration helps CFOs break down silos and even adapt to evolving finance function. Because even like a structure within an organization, the way that technology is shedding light and assisting different C-level suites is really bringing collaboration and making collaboration a lot more stronger. How do you see it from a finance point of view?
No, I fully agree with your statement. And I think if we think about, we just spoke about the role and how it's changing. Yes, technology is one part which the CFOs is embracing. But what they also do is they're becoming the spokesperson in the organization to bring people together, exactly to what you said, collaboration, bringing a business together to say, okay, we're on this journey. What do you need? Now, I'm going to tell the story quickly about the customers. So one of our customers decided to go with a product called Sage Intacct. And what was the problem they needed to solve was giving leaders in the organization insight into analytics and data to make informed decisions. And the CFO led this journey. learned a new skill, creating dashboards for leaders in the organization. And today, part of their way of work is when they come to the office or they remote access certain information, they have a dashboard to see, oh, am I profitable? How does my budget tracking look like? What is my expenses? And it giving them those insights. But it's a great story of a leader in an organization deciding, I'm learning a new skill. I want to lead in my organization and take it to the next level. And we see that happening more and more.
You see, that's such a great example you used, because it's not like one person is holding access to that information. And when you start sharing the information with everybody, it empowers people and people start making decisions, and it makes an organization a lot more transparent and agile with what you just described. And I think it's a fantastic function to be able to give that access to other people in the organization, those dashboards that you talk about, that you immediately know exactly what, how you're tracking, how you're performing, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, all of that you've just mentioned, it breaks down so many barriers, doesn't it? And it just makes an organization work a lot more effectively. So it's very interesting listening to you and your thoughts and analysis on how the CFO has transformed. And we've seen tremendous transformation happening over the last few years. But how do you see it going forward, Gerhard? I mean, this evolution of the CFO is going to obviously continue to evolve. And I'd love to know from your lens, how do you see this evolution happening? Where do you see the next few years for CFOs and the evolution going forward?
So it's definitely continuing. That's my view. We talked about the technology shift. That's going to be a trend that's just going to be ongoing. Where I do see AI today, we speak very loosely about it. Yes, it's there. It's people want to embrace it, but it's going to become part of their strategic vision. It's going to be embedded in the organizations. It's going to streamline processes at the end of the day to ensure that we have automation. So some manual tasks, I want to say capturing of journals, if I need to take an example like that, it's going to be fully automated, but there's still going to be a human checking what has been done. So that transition I see as continuous. I think we spoke about cloud. Definitely that's going to be evolving, and then integration of systems. So you have your accounting, finance, HR, payroll, but then you have, let's say, billing systems or manufacturing systems around it. All of that's going to become integrated. So that communication between all tech within an organization, I see, is going to be fundamental. And then again, leading with insights and reports to make sure you can act very quickly on that information or that trend that you see.
So there are CFOs that are watching this right now, and they're saying, listen, Gerhard, I need some advice from you. What kind of strategic decisions would you advise that CFOs can make today, right after this interview, that will help them and even enhance their current journey? Because let's be honest, I mean, most CFOs are already on the journey that we're talking about. They might not be using all of the stuff that we've been talking about. They should be, but they're now listening and they're saying, you know what, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this. What strategic decisions can CFOs make today that will prepare themselves and their finance departments for years to come? Because this is not just about dealing with this month or next month. You know, you need to be forward thinking and say, this is where we should be in the next 3 years or 5 years for that matter.
No, I mean, my advice would be, I said it earlier on, it's never too late to start the journey. It's never too late to decide, what do I want to change in my organization? So as a leader, take that lead, go and look at a problem in your organization that you want to streamline. Look at the technology solutions that can solve that, and then put a team together that's going to drive that change. So first of all, do your homework quite thoroughly on technology. Make sure you choose a partner for life. You're starting a journey. Now at Sage, we've got an indirect model. So we give the software, but we have business partners performing services on our behalf. Choose that partner for life that can start the journey with you and making sure as your business change, you keep on adapting the software that you want. And then lastly, bring the people in your organization onto the journey. you will not succeed if you don't have the buy-in from individuals. So the human part of it, change management, learning new skills. So those three: technology, great partner for life, human in your organization. And by putting those three as a recipe together, you're going to see the success. Welcome to contact us. If you want to come and chat to us at Sage, reach out on my LinkedIn profile. We can connect. Let's help you to start that journey.
Oh, that's great advice. That's great advice. Now, Gerhard, there's a lot of stress in the world that we're living in today, and all this added functionality and new technologies, and all this evolution. It does put people under a bit of stress, and that added stress on the CFO is there. You do talk to some CFOs, but here's the interesting thing: is that the CFOs that I've spoken to initially, there could be added stress. But once you've got everything in place and the automation is there and you're streamlining operations and you've got your dashboards and you've got things working effectively, then, you can not really sit back, but you've got a lot more time to focus on strategic things. I'd love to talk to you about the evolution of the stress on the CFO and how do these CFOs find this work-life equilibrium? Because we all know today it's difficult to balance life at the best of times for any industry, but CFOs specifically, what's your thought?
No, for sure. And I mean, we all in a high-paced, high-energy type of environment. And I think specifically on the leader side as well. And again, we speak about the CFO, but I think we can take it broader, work-life balance in the organization. So for me, again, investing in automation of processes, that's going to free up time. It's going to give you time to evaluate, to use your time somewhere else where it's needed. I think as a finance leader in your organization, you always get pulled in different directions, and you're the one burning the midnight oil. And if you automate, yes, it's going to free up time. I think that's one. Two, part of work-life balance for me is making sure that you can switch off. So bring in those boundaries with technology. We're always on. But you need to make sure that when working that 12-hour or 9-hour shift, be there. But then when you leave your technology with you. So that's where the work-life balance comes in. Automation of reports. Again, it can get emailed to certain people in your organization instead of you doing that. So another example of just how you can obviously use your time better. And then whatever you're adopting, spread the word. Let other people learn from you as well. If the work-life balance is there, maybe CFOs can play a little bit more golf or just relax what they needed to do. Who knows?
I was waiting for the golf part to come in, yeah. But that's a very important part of the de-stress that we're talking about. Gerhard, that's great advice. And what a wonderful chat. Thank you very much for sharing those insights with us about the modern day CFO, where their role is going to be going in the future. And of course, the technology that Sage has, the AI capabilities, how redefining automation and reporting and those dashboards, it makes people's lives easier. It breaks down silos and it just allows businesses to work more efficiently. Gerhard Hartman, who is the Regional Vice President for Medium Business at Sage Africa and the Middle East. Gerhard, thank you very, very much for your time and sharing those insights with us.
Thank you very much, Aki.